Hello, this is Jill from Paper Daisy Crafting, joining you again today to show you another little card project that I had going on in my card class last week. Thanks for joining me. It's lovely to have you with me, and thank you to all the people that leave lovely comments on my YouTube videos. It's really lovely to read them, and it does make me feel like there's a purpose in doing these videos. So if you feel like commenting, please leave me a little note underneath the video, because I do love to read them. So today we're going to make this card. Like I say, this was the second card we made at my card class last week. Another simple little card, but really effective, using a different one of the pandas from the Party Pandas set. And I'm going to show you how we made it. So you need to start off with a card blank that is Bermuda Bay and measures 21 centimetres by 15 centimetres, or 8 and a quarter, sorry, and 5 3/4 inches if you want to do it in inches. And then I've just scored halfway. So if it's in inches, it's at 4 1/8, and if it's in centimetres, at 10 1/2. So that's our card blank. Now you can see I've started to do some of the stamping down here. So I need stamping on both sides. I didn't want to take a long time showing you just how I was repetitively stamping that, but I just wanted to show you how I did it. It's using Versamark ink. And so whatever card you stamp on with the Versamark ink, you'll just get a slightly darker shade of that colour. So it's a very, very useful ink to use, because you can just make lots of different backgrounds of the same tone as the card you're using. So I just took this little stamp, and if you notice, every time I use it, I'm going to turn it a quarter turn, just so that you get it round different ways. I'm going to kind of do a double layer, just because I don't want any gaps to be shown when I mount the designer paper on here. So this is all I did, just stamping down here like this, filling in all the gaps, turning the stamp if I can as I go, just tapping it on the Versamark every time, and we're nearly there. I'm then going to take a piece of designer paper, which is another one of the free celebration items. So the pandas are a free celebration item, and so is the designer paper we're going to use, which is this, and it's from the Bubbles and Fizz. So you could use that side, actually, it would look quite nice. I'm going to use that side though, the stripy side. From Bubbles and Fizz, another free celebration item. So spend £45 and you'll get this pack of papers, which I think has got 12 double-sided papers. Lovely bright colours in this pack. It's a really fun pack. Be great for children's cards or teenager cards, things like that. Really lovely. Right, okay, so I'm going to mount my panel separately. The Tombow is going to let me wiggle it around a bit till I get it where I want it. So there we go, and you can see it overhangs a little bit. I always make mine slightly longer than it needs to be, because then I can go back in and just trim next to the card, and I get a nice flush edge that way. So there we are. That's the basis of our card. Right, we're now going to do the panel. I'm going to start off with a white panel, which is 15 centimetres by 6 centimetres, or 5 3/4 inches by 2 3/8 inches. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the ribbon on at the bottom here. So I've got a little piece of this is Calypso Coral sheer ribbon. And I'm going to put it across like that, but I'm going to use, now this is not a Stampin' Up product, Stampin' Up don't make this. This is red double-sided tape, which I just buy on eBay. This is a huge reel of it. It normally comes in much smaller reels, but it's very, very useful. It's very, very strong, and I find for ribbon it's one of the best things. And of course I can't use our double-sided tape for this ribbon because it's too thin. Our tear and tape would be fine if it was a bit thinner, but it's not. So I'm just going to lift that up with my tweezers, the backing, and stick my piece of ribbon on there like so. There we go, and then I can come in and I can trim off those edges. There we go. I'm then going to take my bow. I've made a bow out of the Bermuda bow, the Calypso Coral ribbon as well. This Calypso Coral matches one of the colours in the paper, of course. Okay, so I'm going to put that there, and I'm going to use a glue dot to do that. So I'm going to go into my glue dots and just take one of them on my pokey tool, like so. And then just move that up a bit so you can see. Put that on the back of my bow. You might need to fold it over a bit if you don't want any of it to show. There you go, and you've got a nice easy way of mounting a bow on there. So that's that bit. I then need to print the happy birthday. I've got my happy birthday printed on my block already, so I'm hoping that that will be straight. And I need my black stamp pad, which has gone walkabout for a minute. Where is it? Here it is. And I'm going to stamp. This is the happy birthday from the Party Pandas set. It's quite a nice happy birthday. It's quite a nice size, and it's quite a nice chunky font. I quite like it. Okay, so my bow's gone a bit skewiff. So I'm going to print the happy birthday fairly low down, like so. And then I'm going to come in. I'm not going to put the lid on my Memento ink because I'm going to come in and print my panda. The nice thing about these pandas is that you don't need to do much colouring, because of course you do it in black, and pandas are black and white anyway, so you don't need to do an awful lot of colouring, so they're very quick to make cards with. So there we go. Just going to make sure I put enough pressure on there, and there we go. There's my lovely panda. I don't know if you can see the difference in the blacks, but on this one I've used basic black archival. On this one I've used Memento ink. Memento ink is what you're meant to use if you want to colour and not smudge, but I find you get a much blacker image if you use the archival basic black, so that's the one I tend to use. Right, okay, I'm going to colour the balloon with our Stampin' Blends. I'm using the Calypso Coral set, which is the dark one and the light one. So I'm going to start off with the light one. And colour the balloon. I'm colouring this one even though I'm going to stick another one over it, so just in case you catch a glimpse of it from whatever angle. But you will need to be careful at the edges, because like I say, it can smudge because I've not used the Memento ink. And then just round the edges with the dark one and the little tied bit, little knotted bit. And then just come back in with the light one again, and that will blend those colours together. They're so easy to use, these pens. They're so lovely. I just love them. I'm hoping lots of new colours are going to come out in the annual catalogue. And then I just use the colour lifter to do a little mark there, which might be a reflection. You see that? Okay, we're not actually going to see much of that one though, because I'm going to use a dimensional to mount one that I did earlier. So I just stamped this on another piece of Whisper White, coloured it and cut it out, and I'm going to put that. I'm going to put a dimensional on the back of that and stick it over. There we go. Stick that over there like so. There we go, just to give a bit of dimension there to the balloon. So now I can bring my card bank I'm making, I can bring this back in and I can stick this down there. So again with the Tombow. And stick that there. And again, I've made it slightly too long, so I'm going to come in with my paper snips and snip off that excess so that I've got a nice flush, and make your cards look much more professional if all your edges fit exactly. There we go. And then just to finish off, I'm going to use some of our enamel shapes. So I'm coming in with Daffodil Yellow from the Brights pack, Calypso Coral and Bermuda Bay. So I'm going to take a star from each star from Calypso Coral, and a star from the Daffodil Yellow, and a star from Bermuda Bay. And there we go. That's my card finished. Hope you like my little card project. I think the ladies in the class quite liked this project. And I shall see you next time. Don't forget that Celebration is only on for a few more days. Please don't miss out. A free gift with every £45 you spend, or join and get £220 worth of product for only £99, or spend £200 and get an extra £20 in stamping rewards. So that'll be £40 at least. If you spend £200, you'll get at least £40 of free product as well. What's not to love? Okay, I'll see you soon, and thank you for watching. Bye.